Hey guys, this is a little different. It's just an update video because on my Instagram account I posted that I would write or record one of these. So I don't even know where to start because I'm feeling very frustrated today as it is. My last video was about fistulas, peristomal fistulas. I think I focused on more. But that has been a big issue for me for the last year almost, like year coming up in June. And that's how I ended up having my resection and stoma revision in July, where I got a foot of my small intestine removed as well. Basically, my stoma since then has never loved me, and I mean that in the sense that first, like a week after surgery, it tried to separate from my skin. Then, I don't know exactly the time frame, but then I developed a peristomal fistula on the left side. It kind of disappeared for a little bit, and now I have two, possibly three. I'm trying to pay more attention to this one spot. I think there might be three. Well, really, there was two new ones, and I thought the old one had closed, but I don't think it has now. But anyways, I have a few peristomal fistulas, and basically the issue is that, like, in the past when I've had them, it's been really easy, and I talked about this in my last video, it's been really easy to cut the wafer around where the fistula is, and then instead of, like, leaking under the wafer, obviously it just goes into the bag. Well, for some reason, this one that I have on the right side just doesn't care that it's, like, not under the wafer. It just somehow manages to get all this stool under there anyways, and keeps leaking. So I'm literally changing my bag, like, I just changed it yesterday, and then I just changed it again, like, 10 minutes ago. So it's really frustrating, and if I knew how to, like, insert pictures and edit videos, I'd show you what it looks like. There's, like, this huge bright red ring, like, it's like, here's my stoma, like, right here, and then it's, like, the red goes to, like, here. So it's, like, this big of a section of this bright red inflamed, like, almost even blistery skin that you obviously, like, everybody's like, oh, put lotion on it, do this. Like, no, you can't do that because then your bag's not gonna stick. So it's really frustrating, like, having this big red sore. Like, picture burning yourself and then having to put a piece of duct tape over it and just sitting there. Like, it's very uncomfortable. So anyways, I went to the doctor last week, and we were going to talk about Remicade because I didn't think it was working, whatever. And I was explaining to him that I feel a ton of pressure as stool comes out into my bag. Like, that's what it does. It, like, kind of, like, tenses it up. Like, I talked about in my last video where it's like, it feels like everything's just going like this. And then there's a ton of pressure in my bag. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm, like, explaining that to him, and he pulled up an old CT scan, and basically how they explained it to me is when you have an ileostomy, like, obviously normal people just have, like, all their intestines inside them, and their intestines are all within their abdominal wall, whatever. Well, when you have an ostomy, they cut through your abdominal wall and they pull your intestines through. So what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to be like this straight shot through. I mean, obviously, like, those little gaps are closed, but it's supposed to be a straight shot through. But what mine's doing is it's, like, looping around, so there's actually extra intestine in my abdominal wall, which my doctor thinks is creating pressure, which is why I feel so much pressure when stool comes out, because it's, like, going through this winding path instead of just a straight shot into my bag. And he also thinks that that pressure is causing a buildup of stool because it's taking longer to go through there, and it's in a spot where it's not supposed to be. So he thinks that that is what is causing all my fistula issues. So we think it's a surgical issue related to my stoma separation, which I haven't talked about, but it's something that happened after my surgery. There's the word I was looking for. And that's really something that's really hard to describe without a picture. I do believe there's a nasty picture on my Instagram of it, like, if you scroll way down, and maybe I can show you guys or somehow figure out how to insert videos or links to pictures or something, but that's a whole different story. But we think that it's surgical and related to that, not related to active Crohn's. But the only way to fix that issue is through, yep, surgery. So I'm looking at another surgery this summer, which is like, I mean, it's kind of a relief because I might not have that much active Crohn's, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I have a ton of plans this summer. Like, I turned 22 in May, so like a week after school gets out, and then in June I have a vacation planned with my family and boyfriend, and then in July I'm supposed to start a summer class that goes until August when school starts again. And I also am hoping to be a volunteer at the CCFA Camp Oasis. So there's a lot of stuff I have going on, so if I have to have surgery, I'd like it to be as early as possible. It's not even really the surgery that's like upsetting me, it's the fact that I am literally changing my bag like every day. And that's annoying. Like, because now I'm getting like upset, but with my first surgery, like, I could wear my bag for 5 days and not even think about it. And just give me a minute. But I could wear my bag and not even think about it, and once I got over that like initial, oh my god, I have an ostomy shock, it was like out of sight, out of mind. I didn't see it, I didn't think about it. I only really thought about it if I was emptying it or if it was bag change day. So this is new to me, and I'm very good at saying positive, but it's very frustrating. And having the irritated skin and the pain there is like a constant reminder, so I'm just frustrated, that's all. And I promised on Instagram that I'd update everybody, so that's what I wanted to do. I will add though that yesterday I had a test, I don't remember what it was called, it was a form of a small bowel follow through. It was easily like top of my least favorite tests that I've ever had done. Like, I would get a colonoscopy before I would do that again. So what I did, I was on Clear Liquids on Monday and this test was on Tuesday morning, and they're like, oh, it's great, you don't have to drink anything. And I was like, sweet, like, that doesn't sound bad at all. So I go there and they're like, they're just gonna put a small catheter in your stoma, and then they're gonna inject barium, and we're gonna follow it on the x-ray and see how winding your intestines are, where it comes out, and see if there's active Crohn's. I'm like, okay, cool, sounds good. They pull out the catheter, it's like this long, not even kidding, and they're trying to stick it in, and they're not able to advance it farther than like this much, which is a problem because a lot of it needed to go in. So I'm laying there, can't get it in. They're like, well, let's try to send some barium through and see what happens. So then my stomach was like, no, I don't want barium. So it's like spitting it out all over me, and it was just very awkward. So then they're like, okay, well, maybe we need a smaller catheter. So they grab a smaller catheter and try to put it in again, and it goes in a little farther, which is good, like maybe like this much this time. And they go to inject more barium, and it does the same thing and pushes the catheter right back out. So I'm like, cool, this just isn't meant to be. But I'm laying there and they're trying, and then like just like a regular catheter that you like wake up with after surgery, it has like this little balloon thing on the end. So they're like, okay, put it in and blow up the balloon, maybe that'll hold it in place. Like, your stoma doesn't have nerve endings, but it, especially when you already have issues there to start with, it's like a ton of pressure. So it's like, okay, so they blow up the balloon, push in some barium, does the same thing, pushes it out, because they just can't get it in as far as they need. So then they're like, well, maybe if we just inject barium and then inject a bunch of air, it'll go down and do what it's supposed to. So they quick injected barium into this catheter that's like not in me as much as it's supposed to be, and the whole time I'm feeling a ton of pressure and discomfort, so that was beautiful. And it's also at the same time spitting this barium out on me. It's like dripping all down the side of me, all on my back, because you're laying down for this test. I should have added that. So tried another catheter, same thing, I won't walk you through it again. Finally they're like, what's the smallest catheter we have? And I'm like, oh, thank God, like maybe this will work. So they're trying, can't even get that in. They're like, oh, it's twisting on itself, it's not advancing. So finally this other guy came in who was older, and he's like, use this wire as like a guide thing, but don't put it in all the way. So like he put this wire in the tube to keep it like more, to like keep more tension on the tubing, I guess. Put it in, it like feels, like I said, like a ton of pressure, and then they add this barium, and This time it was in as far as it was supposed to be, but like your stoma still is gonna reject that a little bit, so it's still like spinning up on me, but they were luckily able to get the pictures they needed and then ran out of barium to inject, so I was like, oh thank God. And I'm laying there and I'm covered in this barium stuff, and I'm just like, please for the love of God come back and tell me you got everything you needed. And they did, and then I was able to go, but something that seriously should have took like 20 minutes took like over an hour maybe. So yeah, so I'm waiting for results on that to come back, and that'll be like the final say on whether or not I need surgery, so we will see. But I just wanted to update you guys like I promised and talk about that test. I'll try to remember what it's called and post it below when I remember, because that would be useful. They don't tell you like how unpleasant tests are gonna be. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but I definitely like the whole day after I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, I don't even want to think about it. Like, it was weird, and I think maybe just because I had such issues with the catheters and it going in, which they said wasn't surprising because of the curviness and all that, so maybe if you have a straight shot stoma like you're supposed to, it wouldn't be different, but for me, it was a struggle. So that's about it for now. You guys can comment with any questions or videos you'd like to see or anything of that nature. Hope you're all healthy and in a better mood than me. Like I said, I'm normally a positive person. I'm just having one of those days where I feel like very discouraged because I literally changed my bag like maybe, I don't know, it was yesterday morning, and now it's 11 p.m. the night after. So it's like, okay, cool. And I just feel that constant burning sensation, so beautiful. Hope you're all healthy though, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.